Hi everyone, my name is Ben Turner. I am a senior at Oliver Ames High School, and I'm currently enrolled in the senior project course. The area of study that I chose to focus on for my senior project was architecture, more specifically the work of Henry Hobson Richardson and his assemblage of 5 buildings in the Northeastern Village, which include the Ames Free Library, the Oaks Ames Memorial Hall, the Old Colony Railroad Station, the Ames Gate Lodge, and the Gardener's Cottage, which is located on the Langwater Estate. Um, I developed a detailed timeline of these 5 buildings that showcase a picture of each building and have a little description of each of their, architectural aspects, the design process, the commission, the construction, and then I also have a smaller section of the timeline devoted to Richardsonian Romanesque, which is the architectural style that Richardson himself popularized. I also spent a decent amount of my project in the research process. I began my project the research for my project by looking at the Ames family, their acquisition of wealth here, their shovel company, their benevolence to the community, one form which came in hiring Richardson and to build these buildings for their community. Another aspect of my project was creating a series of pamphlets that go along with my timeline that give more background information on each of these buildings, more of the story behind why they were built, and I also have some aspects of some portions of the pamphlet dedicated to biographies for not only Richardson but some of his collaborating architects on these projects, which include Frederick Law Olmsted and Augustus St. Gaudens. My knowledge has grown significantly throughout this project. At the beginning of this year, I definitely would not be able to hold a conversation about architecture as I wasn't very knowledgeable. But now I very much enjoy talking about architecture, more specifically the architecture in Easton, being I focus the majority of my project on the buildings here. I enjoy educating my peers, my friends, my teachers about, just the importance of preserving the historic value of these buildings and just the impact of how they transform this community from, just a working class shovel town to the architecturally beautiful town it is, the center of town here in Easton. What I'm most proud of in this course was definitely creating my final products, my timeline and my pamphlets. It was just a really good assemblage of all the information I learned throughout the year, and it was nice to see it in a final product there, and I look forward to giving both of those products, the timeline and the pamphlet, back to the Eastern Historical Society because they have been very helpful throughout this process in providing me different books and other forms of ways to get my research done. I also want to give a big thanks to my mentor, Chris Milford, who has been very helpful throughout this process on guiding me on which ways to focus my research and what areas to, look more into. He's been very helpful and he's very knowledgeable on Richardsonian architecture, so I'm very thankful for him for that. Some advice that I would have for senior project students in the future is to really focus and to pick a topic that you are really interested in. You have to be passionate about it. You have to be really fascinated by what you're learning about because it is a year-long course and you are going to be working on this project for the entire year. So it should interest you. It should keep your attention. It should fascinate you because you want to enjoy learning about what you're focused on. And another piece of advice I would give is just to stay on top of your work. This is a pretty hefty course. It is very independent based. A lot of the work needs to be done on your own time. You have to set your own deadlines, or not, you don't set your own deadlines, but you have to meet deadlines on your own and, just really stay on top of your work because the year can quickly get on top of you and you can quickly get to the end and, have a lot of work. So it's good to like putter away at it and, kind of work on your project throughout the year like that. Finally, I want to thank the Senior Project Board for taking the time to review my portfolio and for supporting my project. I really appreciate it. And also a big thanks to Mr. Goldberg for designing this course and offering it at OA. It has done a lot for me, not not only developed my skills in project-based learning, but also I've developed my writing endurance through writing the 10-page research paper and have just become an overall better student from this course. So thank you to everyone involved, and thanks for listening.